Another pillar of OOP is inheritance. And inheritance simply means that one class can be the parent of another class. And when a class is a parent of some other class, the child class inherits its properties and its methods. In Java, classes can only have one direct parent. And the child class inherits all the fields and the methods from the parent class that are accessible or visible inside the child class. So the private fields of the parent, they are not being inherited. Why would you want inheritance? Well, for starters, it avoids duplicate code, which makes it better maintainable and it improves the structure of your application. And we'll see later that you have the option to bundle different classes as the same kind, which again avoids duplicate code and which leads to a better structure and better maintainable application. So let's have a look at inheritance in IntelliJ. Here you see our dog class. It wouldn't be weird if our dog would have a parent class, because we also have a bird, we have a parrot. It makes sense that we have some sort of higher level class that is the parent class of both dog and of bird. So let's go ahead and create an animal class. So here we have an animal class, and right now animal doesn't really have anything in it. So let's give it a name, because all the animals deserve a name, if you'd ask me. And I'll create getter and setter for that name. There we go. And let's give it a method. And that method would be eat, because all animals need to eat. I'll just say, oh, and I'll just say animal eating, like this. So let's move on to our dog class, because right now dog and animal, they are not related. So how do I make dog inherit from animal? It's actually quite simple. I simply put the word extends animal in here, and there we go. Now my dog is a child of animal. Since my animal has a name, my dog doesn't necessarily need a name. So I can leave out the name here, and then I can leave out the getters and setters here. As I said, the private fields, they're not being inherited, but since the public getter and setter are, it's not a problem. So our dog can still have a name. Here, though, I have a problem because our bark methods is using the name of the dog, so I have to change this field to get name, and then I'll be good to go. So our animal class, I'm using it here for our dog class, but I could also use it for our bird class over here. I can here also say extends animal. So now both my bird and my dog, they're in the same package, don't mind it, it's from last week still. They're both animals. So if I go to our main method here, and I'm going to create a bird, like this, I can say b.eat. And if I would create a dog, I could still say d.eat. There we go. Because both of them, they inherit the eat method from the class animal. So both my bird and my dog, they do not have the method eat inside their class, but because they extend dog, they still have access to this method eat. And actually I can go to bird and remove name here, just like I did with dog, because I don't need it. So I can remove the name. There we go. And still in our main method, we can still give both bee and our dog a name. Oh, and colors, but I was going for name here. This is birdie, and this is our dog, and let's call him Java again. There we go. So as you can see, this avoids duplicate code. I got to delete the name in 2 places, and both my classes have an eat method now, even though none of them actually defined an eat method. It is possible though that you want to be more specific in both bird and dog about the eating, because clearly a dog will be eating differently than a bird. So let's go to bird and let's have a look at how to override this eat in bird. I already said it, the keyword here is override. You don't need this on top, but it's actually helping you to make sure you override it correctly. So I'm going to say public void eat. There we go. And here I'm going to say bird is eating with its little beak. There you go. Could actually be a big bird with a big beak, but let's not be too picky. So right now, if I'm going to go to our main method, I'm going to run this. You can see that 2 different versions of the eat method will be called. So there we go. We get the bird is eating, and we get dog, which hasn't overridden the eat method, so it gets animal eating there. If I would override it in dog, I would also get the custom overridden method here instead.